Biggest challenge of doing the vlog is dealing with Adam Hamway. All right, we just got to Denver. That's Denver right there. Just landed. It's crazy in Colorado. It's like totally flat, and then all of a sudden it's like, what? Nothing, mountains. It's insane. It's where the Denver Broncos play. Not my favorite. And we're here. We're at the event center. Oh my God. We're at this event center. We're going to talk to a lot of brokers, answer questions. These guys bought 500 books. Remember when I did that whole thing? I told people you buy 500 books, I fly out and talk to you, talk to your brokers, talk about sales, do whatever you want. And here I am. So let's do it. Hello. Oh, wow. It works. It's on. What's going on? My name is Ryan Serhant. I just got here half an hour ago, and I'm about to go back to the airport. I didn't know it at the time, but going to acting school and doing improv all the time and learning how to talk to strangers and learning how to think outside the box and figuring out how to make 60-second friends, right? And figuring out what social currency is was probably the most important thing for me, and you can do that anywhere. You don't just have to do that in New York City. Honestly, it's probably easier here because people in Colorado are not nearly as mean as they are in New York City. Like, have you ever tried actually talking to someone on the street in Manhattan? If you haven't done it, good luck, right? No one wants to talk to you. Everyone has earphones in. No one wants to talk to you on the train. Everyone is just go, 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 go. No one wants to stop. No one wants to talk. And then you remember, wait a minute, okay, every single person I know, right? Everyone who's on my team now, my wife, everybody I've ever met in my whole life was at one point a stranger. Like, that's a crazy idea. Like, everybody you know was at one point a stranger. And then for some reason, life put you and someone else next to each other, and you had some sort of thing in common, and now they're no longer a stranger. Now they're an acquaintance, possibly a friend, maybe a client, right? Maybe you're trying to date that person. And now all of a sudden you are building your sphere of influence. And that's really what acting taught me. For all the other social stuff, the longest time I just did it by myself. Like, it's not that hard, right? It's just, you want to be consistent on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Those are it. And LinkedIn's important because you hit people who aren't allowed to go on regular social media during the day at work, right? So that's super important. So for me, everyone that works in finance can't go on Instagram and Facebook all day long, so they're on LinkedIn all day. It's how they talk to people, everything. So I need to be there too. I don't want to wait till they get home and they're tired with their kids and scroll through, because if they're just looking at models anyway, right? And so on Instagram. And so I want to make sure I'm in as many different places as possible. So I use like Sundays as my planning days for the most part, like Sunday afternoons or evenings. You could use Saturdays, you could use whatever day you want for the week ahead and figure out like, okay, I've got this new thing, I'm going to post that on Wednesday, and just put it in your calendar. You can find someone, you can find an intern. The best people for social media are young people, and most of them will work for free. And so it takes a long time, and it's about just being consistent over and over and over, and really letting your personality shine through. It's like the most important, and probably the biggest mistake that I've made, right? It's just like doing business, putting out business, because no one wants to just go to your page, whatever it is, and just see houses. Boring. Like, people have seen houses before. They want to see you and that beautiful beard in that house. And cats. Right? It was kind of having that opportunity to then go out and then make things happen for yourself, even when other people were trying to do it against you, which is basically what you just said. Right? And I ride that emotional roller coaster like every day. I even just did a post about it, right? Because I would go into these like deep, deep valleys where I wanted to do nothing and I couldn't understand it. And I was like, do I need medication? I don't like, is this like bipolar? I really didn't know. My emotional life is not attached to deals living and dying. Obviously, if you have a big deal, you have a paycheck hopefully coming and it dies, or a client lies to you, or something happens, it's gonna suck, always. But you'll learn how to steamroll through it because you're working on other things. I think I wish I knew that it was a lot more about the marketing of the product than the product itself, because it's all just four walls. Yes, views are important. Yes, location is important, but like the brand and the marketing angle of selling new developments is by far the most important. It took me a minute to realize that.
Here for a few hours.
Where are you from?
I'm from England.
England?
Yeah, so I'm an immigrant who was...
When did you move here?
When I was 18.
Okay.
And I got a divorce, and my ex, like, the thing was just to get away from him, you know.
Here in Colorado?
In Arizona.
Okay.
I negotiated to be able to move to Colorado.
Right.
You know, like, you have to learn to negotiate.
Right.
So, I was obviously broke and just living out of 2 rooms with my kids.
How many kids do you have?
3.
In a basement?
Yes, out of 2 little rooms in a basement.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and my first brokerage, they would call me Basement Cinderella because I was like a homeless realtor.
That's
you know?
insane to me.
Yeah.
And so how did you pull yourself out of that?
I don't know. Honestly, I just, sometimes literally out loud, I say to myself, don't give up. Keep going. Just keep
That's
going.
awesome.
Like, there was a time where I was like, I hiked the Grand Canyon, and at the bottom my IT band went out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in the deepest hole on the planet. Like, how the hell am I going to get out of here? And I was like, you know what, Laura? If someone's done it, like, with no legs, you can do it with one. And so I did it. Like, and I don't know. I feel like I've had experiences like that where I'm just like, bootstrap skill.
Yeah.
Like, you just pull yourself up.
And so you're homeless, and then you got your real estate license? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
How? I'm just curious.
So I was living in my friend's basement, and all I had to do all day was study, you know?
Yeah. With 3 kids.
Yeah. Well, I actually got, I did the LSAT first, like you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I did well.
Did you pass, Laura?
I did really well on it.
Did you?
I did. I got an invitation to Harvard Law.
What?
Yeah.
Well, your story, what is this?
I have a crazy life, my friend.
Clearly. Clearly.
Yeah. And I walked away from it because I knew that if I went to law school, I wouldn't be able to raise my kids.
Yeah.
And it wasn't worth not being able to raise my kids, you know?
And so you stayed here and you got into real estate.
Yeah, because I was like, because I felt really dumb after my marriage ended. I felt dumb, I felt ugly. And then I realized, like, you know what? Like, if you can get an invitation to Harvard Law, you could do well in real estate.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Crazy.
that's why I picked it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's an awesome story. I love hearing that. Thank you for watching, and thank you for reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Hug.
you. This is like a surreal
Yeah.
moment.
Oh, we're definitely taking a pickup truck. Yes, we are. Dude, I've never had a pickup truck Uber before in my life. This is awesome. So that was good. I got gifts. Some people gave me like, look at this. This person gave me this whole portfolio of everywhere they've taken my book. Like the Grand Canyon, she took it everywhere. The book, everywhere. She wrote a whole thing. It's like a photo booklet. Crazy. This person gave me a map of New York City from 1955. Crazy. Lots of business cards. Listen, I like doing these things. I like meeting other brokers, and you just never know. And it's good to, like, listen, athletes are friends with other athletes because they're in the same business and they understand the same things, and maybe one day they'll play on the same team. Same thing for salespeople. Like, you should want to know as many different salespeople around the world as possible. Like, you shouldn't just fit into your own little bubble. Like, yes, I'm in New York. It's a big bubble, but I want to know as many agents in Denver, Colorado as possible. I want to know as many agents in Nashville as possible. I want to know as many agents in Germany as possible, because you never ever know. And great salespeople will always produce good business and good referral business, and they'll teach me something every day. Like, I learned something in that room right now, right? And it's, so I thought it was good. And then the one girl who was homeless, who started watching our videos and now is not homeless because she learned how to sell real estate because of our videos. I mean, honestly, if you haven't liked or subscribed after hearing her say that, you should like or subscribe and send this to your friends, even the ones who are homeless, because you never know. You never know. You just never know.
Follow the playlist.
Also follow the playlist. What's the big deal with the playlist? I don't get it.
Like 3,000 people now.
I don't understand.
People love the music in the club. It's a big thing.
Is it? Is it though? And now we're back to the airport. Yeah, and so it's it's interesting because a lot of people talk to me about the vlog now that it's been on for almost a year, and almost 50 episodes deep, and people keep asking me, like, who writes the vlogs? Like, who writes the vlogs? I don't know. My brain. I like, Hamway follows me for a day, and I just talk to the camera, and I just talk, and he edits it together. Maybe it sounds like I write it, but I definitely don't. But the way I think about what to talk about, and even moments like that in that room with those people there, I had no intention of saying anything other than what naturally came out of my mouth and what I was thinking about, listening to those agents and seeing their faces. And one of the things that came up that I haven't really thought about, but I'm really into right now, is the difference between building active and passive audiences, creating active and passive relationships, and active and passive friendships, right? And then how you do that within a 60-second time construct, right? How you make a 60-second friend, which is a 60-second client, but you treat them like a 60-second friend. How do you get someone to trust you, like you, know you just a little bit, and figure out how to contact them and follow up with them in the future in only 60 seconds? That's what every salesperson can do all around the country, all around the world, without TV shows, without any of this stuff. You plug those people into your database, that is your passive audience. Those are your passive relationships that will then hear from you for the rest of their lives. Those are then people that you've created as advocates for yourself. So you want to meet as many people in 60 seconds as possible. So when I say I meet 5 new people a day, that's 5 minutes of my time.